Back here in between games, Doc Stewart's taking on the Eugene Challengers for another Area 4 doubleheader in Eugene here tonight as we get ready for Game 2. We pause to get a chance to catch up with another Doc Stewart's player. It's our player interview series throughout the summer, and we talk with Jay Stoffel here tonight. Just wrapping up his junior year at Roseburg High School. Will be a senior coming up next year. It was a great spring for Jace out there on the baseball diamond and also on the football field. Another, hey, you had to deal with actually a bit of an injury this football season. Actually, I hadn't even thought about that one in a while. Have you thought about the fact you broke your collarbone during the fall season? Does that still give you any issues or anything like that?
Sometimes when I leave it extended, fully extended for long periods of time, but other than that, no, not really.
Yeah, I mean, you wouldn't even think about it. You go on to win the 6A Southwest Conference Pitcher of the Year. Had a great year during the spring with the Roseburg Indians on the mound. Obviously played other positions there as well, but obviously that clavicle injury doesn't end up coming back to haunt you much. Were you expecting that to be when it happened? Were you expecting that to be a big deal for you?
It sucked when it happened, but not really because it's my left one, and
Gotcha.
Obviously I'm right-handed, so I don't really have to do a lot to pitch or anything with it, so I didn't expect it to affect me, but I was scared if it was going to.
Yeah, exactly. Obviously, that had to be a tough one there. Two-sport athlete there at Roseburg High School. You plan on doing football again here this coming up fall?
Yes, I do.
All right. Well, that's good to hear. Obviously, that's in the background of your thoughts right now as the Doc Stewart's trying to finish out the season strong here this summer. For you, getting a chance to be full-time here on the Doc Stewart's this summer, what's it been like to get a chance to be kind of devoted to one team instead of having to split your time like you did last year?
Lot more rest. I don't know. It's a lot more. It's nicer to be on one team. You don't have to travel. I guess we are traveling every day, but you don't really have to switch uniforms, go to one team, come back, go to another team. I don't know. It's good to just be able to devote all your energy into one team and try to get the win every night.
I forget who I might have been talking to about it before, but when I was talking about it, how when you're on two teams, it's like there's no time off. You're bouncing from one team, and when you got an off day, you're on the other team.
Yep.
Yeah. So Jay Stoffel here with us this summer on the mound. How do you feel like your summer's been going on the mound as well as out in the field at the plate? How have things been going for you so far?
I still feel pretty confident on the mound. I've been struggling a little bit early in games, throwing strikes, but I then get settled in, but I just need to start off better.
Yeah. Learning from a new guy, it's always kind of interesting to get a new coach mixed in, and I've asked a number of the pitchers about getting a chance to work for the first time with new pitching coach Bo Kearns. What's it been like for you?
I really like Kearns.
Yeah.
Very smart, very helpful, and I've learned a lot from him already.
Has he really kind of changed the way maybe you look at approaching a game when you're getting ready to start?
Yes, he has.
Yeah. What kind of things has he kind of tried to help you to focus on when you're getting ready to go out there to start a game?
A lot of focus. Like if we have a big inning, or if you have two outs already, and just going up there and keep throwing strikes, don't lose focus. So that's helped a lot.
Yeah. This team this year, obviously, kind of the record isn't where you guys want it to be, but coming together as a team and just trying to kind of be able to blend everybody in. Has it been a struggle, or has it been kind of something that you guys are all pretty familiar playing with each other?
I think we're all pretty familiar with each other. I mean, we all did it last year. It's basically the same team. I don't know. We're just struggling right now, but we'll figure it out.
Yeah, you got plenty of talent in there, and I know that you guys are fighting to get things on the right side of things here this season. Looking back at the spring season with Roseburg baseball, what'd you feel about that? Winning the Conference Pitcher of the Year award, when you found that out, what was that news like for you to find out you won such a big award?
It was an honor. I didn't know if I was going to get it or not, but I don't know. It was very cool, and I have to thank my teammates too. Without them, it'd be a lot harder. So
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
It was a great spring season for Roseburg baseball. You guys have a lot of fun. I know it didn't go as long as you wanted it to, but another nice postseason run for the Roseburg Indians. Was it a fun season for your junior year?
Yeah, it was. We got to do a lot of nice things, and we won a lot of games, and obviously won one league. Haven't done that in a while.
Yeah.
So it'll be the first time in a while that we did that, and it was a cool experience.
Looking forward to a chance to repeat in that then next year?
Yes. Yeah.
Looking at the fact that you'll be a senior coming up next year, what's that mean to you? Not only just sports, but in the classroom, on campus, being a senior at Roseburg High School?
Just being a leader on the field, leading by example, and on and off the field, and in the classroom, and trying to get good grades.
Yeah. I know Coach Robbins has talked a lot about leadership here this summer with you guys. Is that a role you see yourself trying to kind of get into a little bit more, as being a bit of a vocal leader at all here this summer?
Yeah.
Work on those kind of skills?
Yeah, I'm not exactly a vocal leader, but I know I don't talk a lot, but I think I should, but
I'm forcing you to do it right now, and I'm sure you're just loving every minute of it here as we talk with Jay Stoffel here. Well, getting ready for things to kind of wrap up here. It's amazing to think we've only got about a dozen games left in the season and about a week and a half left to go. As you look towards what's still to come for this season for the Doc Stewarts, what excites you the most about finishing out this summer, and what may come in the postseason?
Just trying to win every game, because to get that postseason, we put ourselves in a bad spot, but we gotta start winning games, and so hopefully making that run, that strong push will get us in. So I think that'll be exciting to see what we can do.
Yeah. You're going to be a senior, so obviously you still got another year of high school, but have you started looking at anything post-high school yet for you?
Not really. I mean, I've sent a couple of emails out to colleges, but nothing too much.
Has anybody reached out to you at all at this point?
Like, you mean like
colleges or anything, or coaches?
Or replying back or reaching out to me?
Just, reaching out to you, or, no, nothing yet? No. Still kind of early in the game for you on that one, I'm assuming.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know.
Well, we hope for the best, and maybe another big senior year coming up for you is definitely going to help lead the way on there. Jay Stoffel, you are a quiet guy, so it's pulling teeth here with you, but I appreciate you spending a couple minutes with me, bud.
Thank you.
All right, Jay Stoffel here in between games as we get ready for Game 2. Doc Stewart's and the Eugene Challengers squaring off. We'll have more for you coming up. Game 2 and just around the corner on 541radio.com and on CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score.
Season is finally here, but remember, respect the water. Don't swim and don't go in the water if it's under 60 degrees. Swimming in water under 60 degrees is life-threatening. It could cause hypothermia, which means your limbs paralyzed and you can't get out of the water. Each day, the water temperature of the Umpqua River will be posted on kpic.com and kval.com, and in the morning weather on KPIC. Respect the water. Know the temperature. Brought to you by the Respect the Water Safety Committee.
I am a nurse,
a firefighter,
a college student,
a mother,
and I am an American soldier.
I will always be ready
for every storm
and disaster that threatens my community.
I will always be there to protect my neighbors,
my family,
and my country.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
Visit nationalguard.com to learn more about part-time service.
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and others.
Game 2 just about to get underway between the Doc Stewarts and the Eugene Challengers. Doc's on the road here tonight at Sweet Johnson Stadium. As we do our abbreviated pregame show, brought to you by Supercuts in the Steelhead Run Plaza across from Starbucks on Garden Valley Boulevard. Save time and check out styles online at supercuts.com. We will take a look at your Cooper's Pest Control starting lineups for these two teams. Let's go ahead and start with the Doc Stewarts, who will be up to bat first. Cooper's Pest Control, your locally owned bug assassins with great low rates. Give them a call at 673-0363. For the Doc Stewarts, leading things off, starting in Game 2. He sat out Game 1. Caden Johnson at shortstop will be the leadoff man. Second baseman Jacob Luther will hit in the 2 spot. In right field, batting at third is Doran Gillespie, and the cleanup spot will be first baseman Jonathan Stone. Batting fifth and DHing for the starting pitcher, Cade Meisner, will be Casey Pettibone. The catcher behind the plate for Game 2 will be Spencer Six, hitting in the sixth spot. The 7 hole goes to the center fielder, Jet Black. In the third base spot and hitting eighth is Jay Stoffel, and rounding out the starting 9 will be left fielder Drake Bourgeois. And that is a look at your starting lineup. Your Cooper's Pest Control starting lineup as we get ready to go for Game 2 of tonight's doubleheader. Doc Stewart's falling in Game 1, 7-5. They'll try to get on top of things in Game 2 early on as they will face Cam Parks out on the mound. Parks from North Eugene High School, familiar here with Swede Johnson. He'll be a senior coming up next year. His first year with the Challengers, and his first pitch is lined into left field for Caden Johnson. Johnson, a guy that loves to go after the first pitch of an at-bat. He lines the first pitch of the ball game into left field for a leadoff single. The Doc Stewarts will have the 1 on and nobody out as we start Game 2 of tonight's doubleheader. So 1 on. Doc Stewart's up to bat here in Game 2, trying to get an early run. That has been a struggle for them this season. As a pickoff throw to first base from Parks is not in time. Jacob Luther will bat for the Doc Stewarts. Jacob at second base after starting at short in Game 1. He was a shortstop all spring season with the UVC Monarchs. But he goes back to second base where he's been most of the season for the Doc Stewarts here during the summer. He takes the first pitch outside for a 1-0 count from Cam Parks. Parks, the big righty out there, comes in with a 3-0 record on the season in 24 1/3 innings worked. He misses low for a 2-0 count against Luther. 24 1/3 innings worked. He has struck out 17, walked 8, has a 4.06 ERA against teams so far this season. Throw over to first. Back in safely goes Johnson again. Jacob Luther at the plate. Waiting on deck is Doran Gillespie, the third hitter, due up in the top of the first inning for the Doc Stewarts here on the road tonight. The 2-0 delivery here for Parks. Squaring the bunt, Luther puts it down first base side. Coming into field and making the tag will be Cole Wilkinson. That'll be a sac bunt for Jacob Luther, moving Caden Johnson into scoring position. 1 in scoring position, 1 away. Doran Gillespie will bat. His 6-game hitting streak came to an end in Game 1 of tonight's doubleheader. Gillespie's first pitch is a breaking ball low for ball 1. The 1-0 delivery here from Cam Parks, and we'll look around the diamond defensively around him to see what the Challengers put out there to help as they look back to second base for Parks, and back to the bag goes Johnson, who led off the game with a single, moves to second on the sac bunt by Luther. A 1-0 pitch here for Parks to Doran Gillespie. Hit hard left side. The shortstop in front of it goes to third to try and get Johnson. It's a foot race. Johnson trying to get back to second. He'll try to avoid the tag, and he's not happy with himself getting caught on the base paths. And that'll be the lead runner out there. That ball in front of him. That is typically a spot where the runner is told to hold, freeze on a ball in front of you. So they get 1 there. Now on base is Gillespie. Fielder's choice putting him at first. So 1 at first, 2 down for the Docs here in the top of the first inning. Jonathan Stone will bat. First pitch bounces and gets away from the catcher. Up to second base will go Gillespie. Behind the plate, Dane Woodcook couldn't control that breaking ball in the dirt. Stone will have a 1-0 count, and up to second base goes Doran Gillespie. A wild pitch moving the runner up. A 1-0 delivery here from Parks. Pitch is high for a 2-0 count to Jonathan Stone. So Woodcook behind the plate. Cole Wilkinson out at first. Trent Keeler at second. And it is Edwards is at Keller Edwards is at shortstop, moving over from second base. Preston White at third is a time call before the next pitch. In the outfield, Cal Morgan in left, Kyle London center, and Jonathan Prescott in right field. And so that is a look at around the diamond defensively for Eugene here in the top of the first inning. 2-0 pitch to Stone is taken for strike one with a man at second base. Jonathan batting here for the Doc Stewarts. 2 outs right now at top of the first inning against Cam Parks, who's given up 1 hit. The 2-1 delivery from Parks. Fouled down the third base side for Stone. 2-2 count. Waiting on deck is Casey Pettibone. Pettibone in the 5-hole here in Game 2, DHing for Cade Meisner, the starting pitcher for the Doc Stewarts. The 2-2 count and the pitch from Parks. It bounces in again out at second base. Gillespie will hold. Full count for Jonathan Stone with 2 down and a man in scoring position. Stone trying to get his way on base to lead things off in this game. And his first at-bat is 3-2 pitch coming up from Parks. It's chopped third base side, takes a nice high hop for White, and his throw to first, scooped out at first base by Wilkinson to retire the Doc Stewarts here in the first inning. Once again, the Doc Stewarts threatened, unable to do anything with it, as the first inning will start with no runs on 1 hit. There were no Eugene errors, 1 man left on base. We go to the bottom of the first. It's a scoreless ball game with Eugene coming to the plate on 541radio.com and on CBS Sports Radio 1490, The Score. Copy. Bottom of the first inning, Eugene coming up to bat against Cade Meisner. We take a look at your Cooper's Pest Control starting lineup for the Challengers. Head coach Kenny Niles will have Cole Wilkinson leading things off, playing at first base. Cal Morgan in left field batting second. The shortstop, Keller Edwards, hitting third. At third base, batting cleanup is Preston White. In right field, hitting fifth is Jonathan Prescott. Isaiah Lugo, the DH, will bat sixth. Hitting for Cam Parks, the pitcher. Dane Woodcook, the catcher, batting seventh. Trent Keeler at second base will hit eighth. And in center field, batting ninth, is Kyle Lund, your Cooper's Pest Control starting lineup. The lefty Cole Wilkinson faces Cade Meisner. First pitch, one hop goes past it short into center field. Caden Johnson, a swiping attempt at that one hopper right at him at shortstop, and that's going to be a base hit for Wilkinson to lead off things in the bottom of the first. 1 on for Eugene and the Doc Stewarts.
Number 6, Cal Morgan.
Will get countered by Eugene. Doc's got the leadoff man on. Johnson had a base hit to start off the top of the first inning. Wilkinson will get one here to start out the bottom of the first for Eugene. And a runner on base for the Doc Stewarts with nobody out. First pitch swinging. Cal Morgan fouls away the pitch for strike one against Cade Meisner. This season for Meisner on the mound. And the Doc Stewarts. Meisner 22 1/3 innings worked. He's got a 3-1 record. 17 strikeouts, 10 walks, a 4.07 ERA. As a strike on the outside corner, showing a bunt but taking for a strike was Morgan. And he's behind 0-2 in the at-bat with Wilkinson on at first. Major League Baseball All-Star Game going on tonight. I'll try and get an update on that for you here. It's a pickoff throw over to first by Meisner.
Around the field is Cade Meisner. On the mound for the Roseburg Stewarts is gallery mate Spencer 6, Jonathan Stones at first base, Jacob Luther.
The 0-2 pitch coming up for Meisner. It is outside for a 1-2 count. So Meisner on the mound. He throws into Spencer 6 here in game 2. Sam Guastafaro got the start in game 1 behind the plate. Spencer back out there. The 1-2 pitch is fouled off. We'll stay on a 1-2 count here for Morgan. 6 behind the plate. Jonathan Stone out at first, as he usually is. Jacob Luther at second. Caden Johnson at short. Jay Stoffel at third. In the outfield from left to right, Bourgeois, Black in center field, and Gillespie in right. A 1-2 pitch again, and it's low. He evens up the count at 2-2. A 2-2 count for Meisner. The righty over the plate. It goes to Stoffel. His throw to second for 1. The relay to first in time. Yes! Double play will clear the bases for the Doc Stewarts on the defensive side. A 5-4-3 double play. Cal Morgan out at first.
The shortstop, number 16, Keller Edwards.
So we've got bases empty with 2 down now, and Cade Meisner 1 out away from getting through this first inning with no damage done. First pitch high for ball 1 here against Edwards. Edwards batting with 2 outs and nobody on. Outside, and it's a 2-0 count from Meisner. Cloudy, gray day. Temperatures cooling here in Eugene. We are at 70 in game 1. It looks like the rains have kind of held off. A ground ball to third baseman Jay Stoffel. His throw to first, scooped up by Stone at first, just in time to get Edwards for the final out. Credit Stone on the stretch and the scoop on that throw by Jay Stoffel. No runs on 1 hit, no errors, nobody left on base for Eugene. As Cade Meisner will throw a clean first inning, and the Doc Stewarts still scoreless against Eugene heading to the top of the second. This is Doc Stewarts Baseball on 541radio.com and on CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score.
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and others.
I am a nurse.
A firefighter.
A college student.
A mother.
And I am an American soldier.
I will always be ready.
For every storm.
And disaster that threatens my community.
I will always be there to protect my neighbors.
My family.
And my country.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
Visit nationalguard.com to learn more about part-time service.
We go to the second inning. Doc Stewart's Baseball here on 1490 The Score is brought to you by Good Vibration Solutions for home theater and automotive audio. You can feel it at Good Vibes. First pitch for Cam Parks of the second inning will go into Casey Pettibone, the DH for the Docs here in Game 2. Pettibone started in right field in Game 1, but DHing for Cade Meisner here in Game 2. He takes pitch 1 high for a 1-0 count. Strike across for a 1-1 count now against Pettibone. A 1-1 count. Pettibone rips one down the third base line. It's scooped up by Preston White. His throw to first scooped in, and Wilkinson able to dig it out. So White across the diamond made a great stabbing stop at third as he went down low to get it, came up throwing, and he fires low to first, but Wilkinson digs it out for the out. All around, that was good baseball right there. Casey Pettibone with a hard hit ball down the line. Couldn't get it by the third baseman thanks to some good defense for the Challengers. One away. Spencer Six will bat his first time at the plate tonight. Spencer will take the first pitch for strike one. Spencer comes in hitting .271 on the season, has a team-high 26 walks this year. The 0-1 pitch, or I guess 2-0. Thought they said that first one was strike one. 2-0 count, I guess, there for Spencer. The delivery from Parks is fouled into the netting. That'll take it to a 2-1 count here for Spencer. Jet Black waiting on deck. He also was in the dugout for game one. Did not play against the Challengers in the opener. The 2-1 pitch is high on the outside corner for a called strike. It's a 2-2 count now for Spencer Six. Cam Parks' 2-2 delivery is low, and the count will go full. So it's a full count now for Spencer Six with one out and nobody on. Spencer fouls off the pitch on the low outside corner. Might have been close enough for a possible strike three called, and he fights it off to stay alive. The rains have subsided here, it feels like, but there's still umbrellas out. As a 3-2 pitch, swung on, foul tipped into the glove, it looked like, or maybe just a swing and a miss for Spencer, and that'll be a strikeout. First of the night for Cam Parks, 2 down. Jet Black will step in next. Jet comes in with a .359 batting average. Starting in center field here in game two. First pitch from Parks to the six hitter, make it seven hitter, and it's a ground ball third base side. Preston White's throw to Cole Wilkinson is there for the final out. Doc Stewart's will go down in order, 1, 2, 3 here in the second. And we will head to the bottom of the second inning. Still scoreless in this game two of tonight's doubleheader between the Docs and the Challengers on 541radio.com and on CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score.
Season is finally here, but remember, respect the water. Don't swim and don't go in the water if it's under 60 degrees. Swimming in water under 60 degrees is life-threatening. It could cause hypothermia, which means your limbs paralyzed and you can't get out of the water. Each day, the water temperature of the Umpqua River will be posted on kpic.com and kval.com, and in the morning weather on KPIC. Respect the water. Know the temperature. Brought to you by the Respect the Water Safety Committee.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the stage.
In the pool. On the field. Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends. Yeah! Be great.
Participate!
The third baseman, number 19, Preston White.
Bottom of the second inning, Docs baseball here on The Score is presented by Douglas County Farmers Co-op, where everyone is welcome to shop. Leading things off for the Challengers against Meisner will be Preston White, and the first pitch of the second inning is a hit by pitch to put White on base. Preston White getting the free trip down to first in game one. Preston White, Thought he might have been one of the 3 batters hit by Drake Bourgeois, but he was not. So first time tonight that he wears one to get on base. 1 on with nobody out for the Challengers here in the bottom of the 2nd inning. Jonathan Prescott will bat next, and they're going to bring in a new runner at first base.
Number 14, Bo Burnett.
Bo Burnett will run down there. It'll be a pinch runner. We'll see if they re-enter White back into the game at third. He went limping to the dugout after wearing that one. So he may come back out there. We'll have to wait and see. Keep an eye on that one for you. So we got 1 on, nobody out, and waiting on the umpire as he finishes off his changes in the lineup card. So 1 on, Jonathan Prescott will bat. Meisner's first pitch is low for ball 1. Prescott, the right fielder, hitting with 1 on and nobody out in a scoreless ball game so far between the Docs and the Challengers. Docs trying to get the first win against Eugene this season. A pitch in for a called strike to even up the count at 1-1 against Jonathan Prescott. Try and take a look at our Garrettson Building Supply scoreboard update here in the 2nd inning. We got some scores to report to you, so stay tuned. Tapper back in front of the plate. How many times have we seen this? It's Spencer 6 that throws to first just in time to get Prescott. 1 away. Up to second base goes Preston White. Not a sacrifice there as Prescott was swinging away on that pitch. He didn't get a lot of it. Dribbles it just in front of home, and Spencer 6 able to get there and fire to first in time to get the out. 1 away. Burnett, the pinch runner, moving up to second base. Isaiah Lugo will bat, the DH. His first pitch, grounded to third. It's picked up by Stoffel. Looks back to runner, fires to first. It's scooped by Stone. A beautiful dig. 2 down. Lugo goes down as out number 2. And, man, you've got to give plenty of credit to Jonathan Stone on that ball. That was a very much an in-between hop and a tough throw to field at first, but Stone stretching to make sure he beat the runner, digging that one out with perfection. 2 down and out at second base. The pinch runner, Burnett, still at second. Now a ball lifted in the air to left field for Dane Woodcook. It gets over the top of Drake Bourgeois. It'll go to the wall, and 1 run will score on a 2-out double for Dane Woodcook. Scoring was Burnett from second. And that makes it a 1-0 lead for Eugene here in the 2nd inning. Docs were almost through it, keeping the game scoreless, but Woodcook with his fly ball out to the left field fence, able to bring in 1. Then we now bring up Trent Keeler, who will bat with 1 on at second, 1 in so far, and 2 outs. First pitch misses low for ball 1 to Keeler. The 1-0 delivery from Meisner, who has given up the lead. That on the inside corner for a called strike, evens things at 1-1 here against Keeler. Garrettson Building Supply, supporting our Douglas County community for over 90 years, building relationships, building projects, building materials. That's Garrettson Building Supply. We'll take a look at the scoreboard update. A 1-1 is fouled off for strike 2. From Legion Field tonight, the Pepsi Bottle Caps were in action against Grants Pass in a league doubleheader, and they split. Pepsi took game 1 2-0 behind a complete game shutout 5-hitter for Nathan Wayman, but they lose game 2 8-4. As the pitch bounces in here for Meisner, evens the count at 2 balls, 2 strikes. Spencer 6 tracing that ball down, but the runner holding out at second base. So Pepsi splits with Grants Pass tonight, winning game 1 2-0, losing 8-4 in game 2. The 2-2 pitch fouled off again for Keeler, and he'll stay a 2-2 count for Meisner. Also in Area 4 play tonight, Medford winning game 1 against Klamath Falls in their doubleheader, 2-1. Medford moving a game ahead of the Doc Stewarts in the standings at 5 and 6. Docs drop into 4th place after their loss 7-5 against Eugene in Game 1 of our doubleheader. And elsewhere on your Garrettson Building Supply scoreboard update, the American League wins the All-Star game. Final score in that one was 4-3. Pitcher Shane Bieber is the MVP of that one. As strike 3 comes across for Cade Meisner, and that'll finish things off in the bottom of the second. 1 run comes in on 1 hit. There are no Doc Stewart errors and 1 man left on base. Through 2 innings of play, it's 1-0 Eugene in front of the Doc Stewarts on 541radio.com and on CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 120,000 participants here in Oregon who take part in high school sports or activities.
Go to the top of the 3rd inning. It's a 1-0 lead for the Eugene Challengers on top of the Roseburg Dr. Stewarts. Joey Kieran here with you from Swede Johnson Stadium. Docs will be back to action again tomorrow as they make the way to Portland, Ron Tonkin Field, for a single 9-inning game against the Hillsboro Barbers up there. Looking forward to the trip there to Ron Tonkin Field, home of the Hillsboro Hops, the Class A short season affiliate of the Arizona Diamondbacks. Tonight's game brought to you by Mahalo Heating and Air Conditioning, your best choice for the finest indoor comfort control. Call them today at 672-6707. Cam Parks will face Jay Stoffel to lead things off in the 3rd inning. First pitch, a breaking ball, stays high and inside for a 1-0 count. 8-9-1 hitters due up for the Doc Stewarts here in the 3rd. They have gotten 2 runners into scoring position, have not been able to bring either of them in so far. Stoffel first pitch swinging, ground ball to shortstop Keeler Edwards, Keller Edwards, not Keeler. Keeler is the second baseman. Keller Edwards will pick up the ground ball and fires to first for out number 1. Drake Bourgeois will come up in the 9 spot. 1 out, nobody on. Docs down 1-0. I would have to go back through the book here, but I'd be curious the last time Doc Stewart's held a lead against a team. It feels like it's been a while. There's a pitch 1-0 inside against Bourgeois. Bourgeois, the 9-hitter in Game 1, had 2 hits, drove in 2 runs, reached on base all 3 times, the last time coming on an error. The 1-0 pitch to him. That one inside. He goes ducking out of the way as he has a 2-0 count. A 2-0 delivery here for Parks coming up. Docs fell behind, never led in Game 1 of this one. Same could be said in both games of the doubleheader against Willamette Valley last night. So that's at least 3 straight games. Docs have not been able to hold a lead. I guess they won against the Mid-Coast Dungeons, so it's only been a few games, but it feels like it's been a while. It's been a tough stretch of the season for the Doc Stewarts. Busy one, but they have a 3-0 pitch taken for strike 1 for Bourgeois, by the way. It's been a busy streak for the Doc Stewarts and been a tough one. They have lost now 5 out of 7 games. There's a pitch in for strike 2 to take it to a full count for Bourgeois. Bourgeois digs back in, a full count with nobody on and 1 away. Takes low and inside for ball 4. So he will earn the walk to get on base for the Doc Stewart's first base runner since the first inning. Runner on, first walk issued by Cam Parks as we go back to the top of the lineup for Caden Johnson, who swung at the first pitch of the ball game for a single to left field, leading off the game for the Doc Stewarts. First pitch here now for Parks against Johnson. He will not go after the first one. It's called at the top of the strike zone for strike one there. 5 losses in their last 7 games for the Doc Stewarts. That is the streak I was looking to try and read off there for you. That dates back through the entire Corvallis tournament, where the Docs started out with a win, but then lost 2 and then won their final game, so went 2-2 in Corvallis. Then they lost 2 against Willamette Valley last night and lost the first one of a doubleheader tonight here against Eugene. 0-1 pitch to Johnson. It's down low. Behind the plate, Woodcook dropping to his knees to make sure that ball does not get by. Bourgeois at first base with good speed for the Doc Stewarts. Docs will try to see if they can even this one up, trailing 1-0. Inside, that ball missing just a bit there for Parks. Docs fell behind 6-0 in game 1 before they were able to get on the board. They'd love to try and either tie this up or take a lead here before the Challengers have a chance to try and score some more runs. 2-1 to Johnson. That ball in the air right field. Running on the pitch was Bourgeois. He's got to head back to first. And the catch is made in right field by Prescott. Back to first base was Bourgeois. 2 down, and Jacob Luther will bat next for the Doc Stewarts. Luther comes in. He laid down a sac bunt in the first inning. Luther will try to keep this inning going with Bourgeois on at first, and it's a pickoff throw to first base from Parks, but not like he was really trying to get Drake over there. That ball was just lobbed to the bag. That ball in the air for Luther, out into the night sky in left center, sidestepping to get underneath that one. Cal Morgan, as if he was doing the electric slide, gets underneath it for the final out. Doc Stewarts will get one on the walk to Drake Bourgeois. Cannot do anything with it. No runs, no hits, no errors. The one man left on base. Go to the bottom of the third. Still a 1-0 lead. Eugene in front of the Docs on 541radio.com and on CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score.
At Brooke Communications, our job is to get results for your business, period. We can take your story and tell it to the people you want to reach in a way that compels first-time clients to become repeat customers. We get them through your door so you can do what you were meant to do. Proclaim your sales message to the largest audience of any media company in Douglas County. Brooke Communications dominates through the power of 5 radio stations and 541radio.com. Results amplified. Locally owned. Brooke Communications.
It's easy to spot people who participated in high school sports and activities.
Right on time.
They learned important lessons like leadership, teamwork, respect.
Hey, our meeting moved to 10.
We'll be ready.
Values that last a lifetime.
We need to focus on 3 factors.
Support high school sports and activities in your community. When kids take part, they get set for life.
(9-1-2) hitters due up for Eugene here in the third. Kyle Lund leading it off. Fouls one down the third base side for the left-handed hitter. That'll be strike 1 for Kyle Lund. Up to bat for the first time against Cade Meisner here this evening. He slaps one left side again, and that'll get in down the left field line. Bourgeois will run to get to it. Lund heading for second. The throw will not make it to the bag in time. Leadoff double for the 9-hitter Kyle Lund. And the Doc Stewarts will have to battle through this third inning with a man in scoring position for Eugene. Lund out at second base with nobody out as Cole Wilkinson, the leadoff man, will come up to bat. Wilkinson, a single in the first inning. Wilkinson digs in with a man in scoring position. First pitch, he's swinging. That ball's in the air out towards left field. A couple of lefties going opposite field. Drake Bourgeois will catch, and the throw comes back in to force back to second base Kyle Lund. So that was quick there for the leadoff man. Wilkinson flying out to left. One down. Docs will now face Cal Morgan. Cal Morgan grounded into a double play back in the first inning. He hits here with the man at second base. First pitch is in the dirt for Meisner, a 1-0 count. Cade Meisner into his third inning of work so far. He's allowed 2 hits and the 1 run. Actually make it 3 hits with 1 here in the third. The 1-0 pitch is low again for Meisner. And he falls behind 2-0 against Morgan. One run in the bottom of the second for Eugene so far in this matchup. Doc Stewart's with the loss in Game 1 fall to 6.5 games behind Willamette Valley for the lead in the conference. So pitch again low for a 3-0 count. And Meisner behind against Morgan here. Doc Stewart's, we have already done the math. They had been eliminated from the Area 4 title contention. They were hoping to still maybe be able to finish second in the league standings, but with the loss to Eugene in Game 1, it looks like that's probably unlikely as well. 3-0 pitch comes in for a strike on the inside half at the knees. Meisner able to stay alive here against Morgan. A 3-1 pitch coming up with a man at second. Meisner's pitch inside, and that will walk Cal Morgan to put runners at first and second, just 1 away. For Meisner, that is his first walk of the ball game. He has hit a batter as well. 2 on, 1 down, and Keller Edwards, the shortstop, will bat. Meisner will come set. 1 down, looking for that double play ball here to the 3-hitter. First pitch on the inside corner for a called strike to lead off the at-bat. Down in Medford, we have an update. Klamath Falls is leading 3-0 against Medford in Game 2 of that doubleheader. They're in the bottom of the third of that matchup. The 0-1, Meisner's breaking ball carries outside low. 1-1 count. So if Klamath Falls could get a win against Medford, that would put Medford, and Medford might actually stay in third place since they split on the road, if that would be the case. And the Docs, if they do not come back to win in this game, they would probably stay behind Medford in fourth. Ground ball foul left side. The foul ball makes it a 1-2 count here for Keller Edwards, who grounded out the third his first time up against Meisner. Second time through the lineup here in the third inning for the Challengers. 1 ball, 2 strikes for Cade Meisner with 1 out and runners at first and second. Bottom of the third, Eugene up 1-0. A pickoff throw to second, not in time. There to receive the throw was Jacob Luther. A 1-2 count. Meisner trying to get through this third with the Docs trailing just 1-0. That ball lifted high in the air, not very deep. Calling for it is Luther, the second baseman in the outfield grass, makes the catch for the second out. And Meisner now 1 out away from getting through the third inning after giving up a leadoff double and issuing a walk. 2 down, the cleanup hitter, Bo Burnett, now will bat. It's no longer Preston White, who was hit by a pitch when he came up to bat in the second, and then they brought in Bo Burnett as a pinch runner. Bo Burnett, the starting pitcher and winning pitcher in Game 1. He'll get his first at-bat of the night. Takes the first pitch low and outside for a 1-0 count. So Burnett gets his first at-bat of the evening. Fouls off the pitch. 1-1 count. With Burnett getting his first at-bat, that means he comes into this trip to the plate with a .206 batting average. He's got a 1-1 count against Cade Meisner. Runners at first and second. Lund at second base, Morgan at first. Meisner waiting for the at-bat here, a 1-1 count. The at-bat to continue. They got some French baseballs into the umpire, and now Burnett taking his time before he digs back into the right-handed batter's box, really digging in that right foot. The 1-1 pitch outside from Meisner. The count goes to 2-1. Waiting on deck is Jonathan Prescott, the 5-hitter. Meisner's set. He'll kick and fire. That ball, check swing towards the on-deck circle for the challengers. Clinching out of the way, Jonathan Prescott saw that one coming right at him. It ricochets off of the cinder block backstop here at Sweet Johnson. Evens up the count here against Burnett with 2 down. He's got a 2-2 count with 2 runners on. Bottom of the third, 1-0 lead for Eugene. Outside, that ball got in the dirt, but does not get away from Spencer Six. I thought it was going to, but Spencer getting to his right, sliding in front of that pitch, knocks it down, and the runners decide not to test the arm of Spencer. The 3-2 pitch now for Cade Meisner, and he'll load the bases with 2 down. He was ahead of Bo Burnett and could not hang on to him. Burnett will draw the 2-out walk to load things up for the challengers, and that brings up Jonathan Prescott. Not the ideal spot for the Doc Stewarts here in the bottom of the third. Trailing 1-0. 2-out knock could possibly bring in a couple of runs as the runners will be moving on contact. Prescott in game 1 went 0 for 4 in the cleanup spot. He'll take the first pitch for ball 1. Prescott came into the series here tonight with 25 RBI, second most on the team for the challengers. He puts this ball high in the air, not very deep to left field. Going out, the shortstop Johnson was there, the left fielder Bourgeois there, neither able to make the catch, and it'll fall in for a single. Prescott was not happy with himself that they popped that one up in the air, but it was not deep. Bourgeois had a long run, and Johnson was right there. I think that's what ends up having Bourgeois let up just a bit. It was going to be a tough catch for him as well, but it drops right in between the two of them. 2 runs come in. It's now 3-0. The challengers in front of the Doc Stewarts. Cal Morgan and Kyle Lund both scoring. So 2 runs in with 2 outs here in the third on a bases-loaded bloop single to left field for Jonathan Prescott. Now Isaiah Lugo will bat with a 1-0 count. He has runners at first and third with 2 down. The 1-0 pitch, line drive to Jacob Luther will finish things off here in the third. But Eugene able to capitalize on a 2-out bases loaded walks in and 1 more hitter to the plate, and a bloop single for Jonathan Prescott drives in 2 to give the challengers a 3-0 lead. We will head to the top of the 4th. Docs down by 3 as we are bringing you the action from Eugene and Sweet Johnson Stadium here on 541radio.com and on CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score.
It's easy to spot people who participated in high school sports and activities.
Right on time.
They learned important lessons like leadership, teamwork, respect.
Hey, our meeting moved to 10.
We'll be ready.
Values that last a lifetime.
We need to focus on 3 factors.
Support high school sports and activities in your community. When kids take part, they get set for life.
Doran Gillespie will lead things off for the Doc Stewarts as they face off against Cam Parks in the fourth inning. Parks now given a 3-0 lead to work with as the Challengers add 2 in the bottom of the third. Doc Stewarts Baseball tonight brought to you by Flyway Travel. Book your travel plans with their travel experts, now located at 1445 West Arvin Avenue. First pitch to Gillespie. He gets underneath it, sends that one high into the night sky. Up above the lights here at Swede Johnson. It goes to center field where Kyle Lund will make the catch for the first out. One down as Gillespie now 0 for 2 in this ball game. Jonathan Stone 0 for 1 will bat next for the Docs with nobody on base. Stone finished off the first inning with a ground ball out to third, leaving a runner stranded at second base. He bats here with nobody on. First pitch, a breaking ball, hits the low outside corner for an 0-1 count. So the Doc Stewarts now 6.5 games behind Willamette Valley. They are now 1 game behind Medford and 6 games behind Eugene in second place. Stone, another breaking ball, fouls that one up and out of play down the right field side of the stadium here. So an 0-2 count for Stone, the cleanup hitter for the Doc Stewarts here. Game 2 of tonight's doubleheader from Eugene. On the mound, Cam Parks out of the windup, his hands at the hips as he starts his motion, and his breaking ball ends up in the dirt for a 1-2 count. That has been a steady dose of the breaking ball so far on the mound for Cam Parks there to Jonathan Stone. First pitch was one that hit the strike zone. Second one he fouled off, and now a third one was in the dirt. Does he go back to it on a 1-2 count? Try and get Stone to chase. That was a fastball. That ball is lifted into the air, though, again. Shallow left center. Calling for it, the shortstop, Keller Edwards, makes the catch for the second out. 2 down. Doc Stewarts have been retired through a fly ball out for the last 4 outs to Cam Parks.
Number 17.
2 down.
Pettibone.
Casey Pettibone, the DH, will bat with nobody on and 2 away. Doc Stewart's Baseball tonight brought to you by Chuck's Foreman Family Auto Repair. Are you ready to go where life takes you? The first pitch, fastball low for Pettibone, a 1-0 count. Pettibone grounded out to third in the second inning. We've had 3 ground ball outs to third base so far in this game for the Docs, and I mentioned the fly ball outs have been starting to pop up again for the Doc Stewarts. Swing and a miss for Pettibone gives him a 1-1 count. Cam Parks, 1-1 pitch, breaking ball right through the heart of the zone for a called strike, and it's a ball and 2 strikes for Pettibone. A soon-to-be senior at UVC digs back in. He'll take strike 3 on another breaking ball. Looked like it was headed inside. He backed out of the way, and that pitch drops right on the plate for strike 3. Second strikeout of the game for Cal Parks. He sets down the Doc Stewarts in orders. 3 up, 3 down. Docs trail 3-0 as we go to the bottom of the fourth on 541radio.com and on CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score.
Season is finally here, but remember, respect the water. Don't swim and don't go in the water if it's under 60 degrees. Swimming in water under 60 degrees is life-threatening. It could cause hypothermia, which means your limbs paralyzed and you can't get out of the water. Each day, the water temperature of the Umpqua River will be posted on kpic.com and kval.com, and in the morning weather on KPIC. Respect the water. Know the temperature. Brought to you by the Respect the Water Safety Committee.
The catcher, number 7, Dane Woodcock.
We head to the bottom of the fourth inning. Docs down by 3 against Eugene, trying to avoid a sweep on the road, but they have not held a lead against the Challengers in this series so far here tonight. Tonight's game brought to you by Cascade Community Credit Union, belong to Douglas County. Cade Meisner on the mound. The first pitch inside. Don't know how that one did not get Dane Woodcock. That pitch inside, right in near the hands and the elbow. And, boy, I thought for sure that ball was going to beat him. It did not. It'll be a 1-0 count for Woodcock. A 1-0 delivery, and Meisner will get a swing and a miss for strike one. No runs on 1 hit for the Doc Stewart so far. 3 runs on 4 hits for the Challengers here in the nightcap of today's Twin Bill. That ball in the air, foul territory. Jonathan Stone's giving chase up against the hedges down that right field side. They've got a little facility there where they've got a metal roof, and now bouncing off of that and out of play. Stone giving chase, but did not have a chance to get to that one. It's a 1-2 count now for Woodcock. The catcher is 1 for 1 at the double in the second. The 2-out double that scored a run, the opening run of the game for the Challengers. Woodcock's going to send this one high in the air to center field for Jet Black. He's underneath it, retiring the first batter of the fourth inning for the Challengers.
The second baseman,
Umbrella is still out there. It's just with the setting here at North Eugene High School, hard to tell whether or not it's really raining unless it's really coming down. Doesn't seem like it's, if it is, it's not raining much. Most people without an umbrella. It has been raining throughout the evening tonight as that ball came in high and inside, and it knocks the helmet and hat off the head of Trent Keeler. Hit by pitch for Cade Meisner. He tried to get the breaking ball high and inside, and that one just grazing the bill for Keeler. I think that one just knocking it off by hitting the bill of the helmet for Keeler. That's the second hit batter of the night for Cade Meisner, and the opener, Drake Bourgeois, being 3 Eugene batters as well. 1 on with 1 out. First pitch swinging now for the 9-hitter Kyle Lund to Luther, to Johnson, to first. They got the double play to finish off the inning. 4-6-3. Kyle Lund grounding into the double play to finish things here in the fourth. The defense comes up for the Doc Stewarts there as they will finish things off quickly here in the bottom of the fourth inning. Luther to Johnson to Stone. The connection will finish things quickly for the Challengers. Still going into the late stages of Game 2. Docs down 3-0. Got some work to do when we come back on 541radio.com and on CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score. Hey there, sports fans. Thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you could be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event. Plus, you can find past events archived on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage. A little field maintenance going on here at Sweet Johnson Stadium. Must be still seeing a little bit of precipitation coming down as the evening wears on. They put down some, we were discussing the name of this product, the drying agent that they'll put down on the infield grass and on the infield dirt. I'm pretty sure they call it Diamond Pro. I very well could be wrong. They've got the bag right there. I tried to pull out the binoculars to see if I could get a read on it, but I do not see anything there. But they're doing some maintenance on the mound here for the Starting pitcher Cam Parks for Eugene as he comes out for the 5th inning, hanging on to a 3-0 lead. He's allowed just one hit in the ballgame so far to the Doc Stewarts. That came in the first. Docs have had just one runner on base since the first. That came on a walk in the 3rd inning. So we get ready to start the bottom of the 5th inning. Let you know tonight's game brought to you by Fisher's Hearth and Home, serving Douglas County for over 30 years with the largest selection of wood, gas, pellet, and electric stoves and fireplaces. While we wait for the warm-up pitches for Cam Parks, let's go ahead and pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is Doc Stewart's Baseball on 541radio.com and on CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score. Well, Doc Stewart's lose game 1, 7-5, made a valiant comeback effort, but could not overtake Eugene in the opener. They fall behind 3-0 here in game 2. Still time to make their comeback, but they've got to do so soon. On the mound, Cam Parks, again, is throwing just the one hitter. He will face Spencer Six, Jet Black, and Jay Stoffel here in the 5th inning. Tonight's game also brought to you by Cruise Farms Market, now open for the season. Don't forget the pie. So top of the 5th inning here, Spencer Six, 0 for 1 in the contest, struck out swinging in the 2nd inning. Cam Parks from North Eugene High School will be a senior next year, listed at 6'4", 185. Not a bad frame on a junior coming into his senior year for the Highlanders. Spencer's first pitch of the 5th inning. Out of the windup for Parks. That ball check swing into left field. That'll be a base hit for Six. He's going to hustle around first. He's taking a hard turn, but he will hold at first. And only the 2nd hit of the ball game for the Doc Stewarts, and it comes on what might not have really been intended. A check swing and a soft line drive just behind third down the left field line for Spencer Six. He'll get himself on base, and you know what? It's going to take a little bit of that for the Doc Stewarts as they try to get their way back into this ball game against Eugene. Challengers trying to pull off the series sweep. It'd be the first time that an Area 4 team sweeps the Doc Stewarts this season. They won at least 1 out of the 4 against Willamette Valley, who's in first place. Jet Black batting. First pitch in the air for him, out towards right field, shallow right field. In to make the catch is Jonathan Prescott for the 2nd out. The Doc Stewarts with 1 on. They now have 1 out. Jet Black now 0 for 2 in this ball game. Jay Stoffel 0 for 1 with a ground ball to short in the 3rd. His only trip to the plate so far. Spencer Six with a small lead at first, and to throw that direction, he's back in with the head first slide. Stoffel will dig in. Jace in game 1 of this doubleheader was 1 for 3. Got on base twice, scored a run, also had an RBI. He flares one right side, that goes foul for strike 1. Going opposite field on the right side there for Stoffel as he fought off that pitch. Cam Parks, I have him at under 50 pitches so far here in the 5th, but I imagine that might not be completely accurate, but probably pretty close. The 0-1 to Stoffel, a check swing on a pitch in the dirt. They're going to appeal, and he did not go around according to our base umpire. 1-1 now the count for Stoffel. Coming up next, Docs will be in the Hillsboro area. Stoffel takes a 1-1 pitch low. It pops away from Woodcook, who chases it down the first base line. Spencer Six. That ball rolling right at him, and I've heard for a base runner, and it's been so long since I played baseball that I don't really remember, but I heard that when you're on base like at third or at first and the ball's rolling down the line at you, it's one of the hardest balls to figure out exactly how far that's gotten away from the catcher. There's another pitch in the dirt for Parks, and he's got a 3-1 count. So on that pitch there, a ball in the dirt that bounces away from Woodcook, and it goes down the first base line. That's rolling right to Spencer Six, and it's kind of hard to judge exactly how far away from the catcher that ball got on whether or not you want to try and take an extra bag. 3-1 pitch now to Stoffel. High for ball 4, and that'll be the second walk issued of the game by Cam Parks. Stoffel will go to first. Out to second base goes Spencer Six. The only other walk issued went to Drake Bourgeois, who will step in next for the Doc Stewarts. Bourgeois got on first in the third inning on a one-out walk, but was left stranded there as the Doc's next 2 hitters flew out. First pitch to Bourgeois, fouled back to the netting for strike 1. No balls and a strike here against Bourgeois in the top of the 5th inning. The 0-1 pitch. Strike 2 called against Drake Bourgeois. 0-2 count. The breaking ball, Bourgeois puts it into the air. Right center. Center and right coming to get it, and it'll be the center fielder Kyle Lund that makes the catch. Both runners will have to hold. 2 down, and up to bat will be Caden Johnson with 2 away and 2 on. Spencer Six in scoring position, and Jay Stoffel at first. Johnson is 1 for 2 in this ball game. He had the single in the first inning on the very first pitch of the game. And prior to the base hit here in the 5th for Spencer Six, that was the only hit for the Docs in this ball game. A ground ball goes to short, and it gets into left field as Edwards can't field it. Spencer Six was running in front of the shortstop, and maybe that slight distraction with a man in front of him will count as will work out for the Doc Stewarts. Edwards was charging in, misplays that ball. The error will allow Spencer Six to score.
The second baseman, number 12.
Doc's on the board. And you've got runners at first and second, still 2 down and 1 in for the Doc Stewarts as Caden Johnson gets on to first with the errors. Jay Stoffel to second, Spencer Six scoring. Parks is going to turn and look to second, but no throw. So 1 run in, Doc's within 2. Maybe a little positive momentum working their direction here in the 5th inning. The rain is coming down. I can really tell about it now as it's just a steady drizzle here at Sweet Johnson. The first pitch, breaking ball low to Jacob Luther. Luther 0 for 1 in this ball game. He had a sac bunt in the first, flew out to left in the third. The 1-0 pitch from Parks. That's out to right field. That could be trouble if it stays fair, and it's just foul down that right field line by maybe a couple of feet, if that. Jacob Luther almost driving in a run for the Doc Stewarts. That ball just on the other side of the chalk line for a long strike 1. So Luther back to the plate with a 1-1 count. 2 down as the Docs rallying a bit here in the 5th inning against Cam Parks. No action in the Eugene bullpen, but some action in the Docs bullpen right now. A 1-1 pitch from Parks is high for a 2-1 count. Rain coming down. We were thinking it might happen here in Eugene. Looks like whoever's been down there throwing for the Docs was throwing earlier and now is just kind of waiting for something to develop as the ball fouled away by Luther, and he's got a 2-2 count. You can definitely see it now, especially looking up into the lights, that the rain continues to fall here at Sweet Johnson. Not many seasons we've had rain quite like this, middle of the season. 2-2. Strike 3 called to finish things off on a low outside curveball. That's a tough pitch to go down on for Jacob Luther. That ball, that was a borderline strike call there. We will go to the bottom of the 5th. Docs get 1 back here in the 5th inning And Cade Meisner out to keep throwing for the Docs as we go to the bottom of the 5th on 541radio.com and on CBS Sports Radio 1490. The Score. Copy.
The first baseman, number 8, Cole Wilkinson.
First pitch of the bottom of the 5th inning. Cole Wilkinson's going to drive out to the alley in left center. Drake Borswell will get to it. He'll throw it back in as it's a stand-up double for Cole Wilkinson off of Cade Meisner to start things off in the bottom of the 5th inning. And Eugene will have a runner in scoring position, trying to get back the one run they gave up to the Doc Stewarts there in the top of the 5th. 3-1 our score here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Eugene in front of the Doc Stewarts. 1 on with nobody out. Tonight's game brought to you by Bimart. Score big at Bimart where you can get ready for your season for less. High and inside for ball 1 now to Cal Morgan, who is 0 for 1 in the game with a walk and a ground into a double play. The 1-0 pitch is high and inside. A 2-0 count now for Meisner. In between innings there, Coach Robbins giving the umpire an earful from the dugout, badgering him about balls and strikes there. I would be in agreement of how Coach Robbins was feeling on that strikeout call to Jacob Luther. That ball looked like it was low and outside. A 3-0 pitch is down the middle for a called strike. 3 balls, 1 strike now for Cal Morgan. Out at second base is Cole Wilkinson. Rains continue. They're actually looking as if they're picking up just a bit. You've got umbrellas out. You got jackets on. People covering their faces. There's a pitch high for ball 4. Put runners at first and second for Eugene. Second walk issued to Cal Morgan in the ballgame. First and second, and out of the dugout will come Jeremiah Robbins. He'll make a call to the pen. As the rains fall here in Eugene, Cade Meisner's night will be done. Docs go to the bullpen, and we'll have a pitching change. We'll have the details for you when we come back. This is Doc Stewart's Baseball on 541radio.com and on CBS Sports Radio 1490, The Score.
Season is finally here, but remember, respect the water. Don't swim and don't go in the water if it's under 60 degrees. Swimming in water under 60 degrees is life-threatening. It could cause hypothermia, which means your limbs paralyzed and you can't get out of the water. Each day, the water temperature of the Umpqua River will be posted on kpic.com and kval.com, and in the morning weather on KPIC. Respect the water. Know the temperature. Brought to you by the Respect the Water Safety Committee.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the stage.
In the pool. On the field. Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends. Yeah! Be great.
Participate!
Call to the pen brought to you by Shelby and Migulana Construction. Your local leaders for any project, big or small, 30 years of quality, affordable work. Call Shelby and Migulena or visit their website, webuildhouses.com. Doc Stewart's trailing 3-1. They turn the ball over to Austin Anderson, who takes over for Cade Meisner. Meisner goes 4 innings, gave up 5 hits. Credited with 3 runs at the moment, all of them earned, but 2 runners on base are his. 3 walks and 1 strikeout for Meisner, and he hit 2 batters as well. Anderson takes over on the mound, 10 2/3 innings worked this season, a 1-0 record, a 2.62 ERA, 10 strikeouts, 4 walks for the righty from Roseburg High School, who got called up from the single-A team, the Pepsi Bottle Caps, to help fill out the roster after some defections. An 0-1 count after he fires his first pitch in for a called strike here against Keller Edwards. Runners at first and second. A pitch high, and it goes off the glove for Spencer 6 all the way to the backstop. Both runners will move up 90 feet. Pass ball on that pitch. So it goes to second and third now for Eugene. And a 1-1 count at the plate for Keller Edwards, who was squaring the bunt on the last pitch. So that ball going to the backstop. A 1-1 count for Austin Anderson as the rain continues to fall in Eugene. That pitch low and outside. Anderson pulling that across his body. And credit Spencer 6. He got credited with the pass ball on the last one. That time he saves a wild pitch from going to the backstop as he was able to glove that ball across his body. 2-1 pitch for Anderson. Swung on and missed for strike 2. And Keller Edwards has himself a 2-2 count. Edwards 0-2 count, or 0-2 tonight with a ground ball out and a pop fly out to second baseman Jacob Luther. Doc's playing in to try and cut off the run at home, but a big strikeout for Austin Anderson. And if he gets the first out here in the 5th inning, that reminds us, don't strike out when it comes to water for your home. Trust more well drilling, keeping Douglas County green since 1947. Call them at 541-459-4039. 1 down, and runners at second and third. Up to bat is Bo Burnett, the third baseman, who has walked in this game so far. He came in relief for Preston White. His 1-0 pitch from Anderson is in for a called strike. A 1-1 count. Anderson going to step off his time called at home. Still playing with the infield in as the Doc Stewarts want to try and cut off the run at home, down 3-1 here in the 5th. Pitch outside for Anderson. His fastball carrying away from the right-handed hitter. 2 balls and a strike now. The 2-1 pitch is fouled off. That one heading to the football field back behind the first base side here at Sweet Johnson Stadium, the North Eugene football field and track back that direction. 2-2 pitch. Strike 3 called. Got the outside corner for Anderson. And while I might have had some complaints about the outside corner of the strike zone for Jacob Luther in the top of the 5th inning, Austin Anderson getting that outside corner here in the bottom of the 5th. So I guess all things are fair on the outside edge of the plate here tonight. Jonathan Prescott will bat 2 down with 2 on. He puts it high in the air on the first pitch. On the run, Doran Gillespie. That ball tailing away from him. Long run out there, but Gillespie underneath it for the final out. And Austin Anderson will come in to keep the Docs within 2 as he strikes out 2 and gets a fly ball out to right field to finish the 5th inning. We head to the 6th inning. Docs down 3-1, looking to try and rally against the Challengers when we come back on 541radio.com and on CBS Sports Radio 1490, The Score.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 120,000 participants here in Oregon who take part in high school sports or activities.
Top of the sixth inning, Doc Stewart's trailing 3-1 against the Eugene Challengers, trying to get a split on the road as we bring you tonight's action thanks to Pepsi and Bigfoot Beverages of Roseburg. For the Doc Stewarts, it'll be Doran Gillespie to lead things off against Cam Parks into his sixth inning of work. First pitch is a breaking ball from Parks that cuts through the strike zone for a first pitch strike against Gillespie, who is 0 for 2 in this ballgame, went 0 for 4 in game one. Tough night tonight for Doran at the plate. Cam Parks has allowed just 2 hits and the 1 run in this game. The 1 run is unearned as a pitch misses inside for a 1-1 count. 1 unearned run so far for Parks in this game as he's had a nice start. Is 1-1. Strike 2 taken for Gillespie. Doc Stewart's were down by 2, late stages of game 1. Tried to keep things interesting, but they were unable to rally back there as a strike 3 swing and a miss for Doran Gillespie, his first strikeout here in game 2. That is the second, that is the 4th strikeout of the game for Cam Parks. 1 down here in the 6th inning. Jonathan Stone will bat. Doc's trailing by 2. First pitch, he'll ground it left side. At shortstop, Edwards able to glove it, but he slips on the outfield grass, and that'll be a base hit for Jonathan Stone. Just the 3rd hit of the ball game for the Doc Stewarts. Stone gets his first hit of the evening. He's 1 for 3 in the contest. So 3 hits in the game now for the Docs. 1 in the 1st, 1 in the 5th, and now 1 here in the 6th. Against Parks. Casey Pettibone will hit 0 for 2 in the game, struck out looking his last time at the plate. Parks will work out of the stretch with a man at first and a throw over to first base, not in time to get Jonathan Stone. Rains continue to fall here at Swede Johnson. First pitch is fouled away by Pettibone. Pettibone, the one ball he has put in place so far was a ground ball to third base back in the 2nd. Struck out looking in the 4th inning. Again, that's 1 of 4 strikeouts for Cam Parks in this game. The final line for Cade Meisner, he had pitched 4 innings, gave up 5 hits, 3 runs, all of them earned, 3 walks, 1 strikeout, 2 hit batters. He's on the hook for the loss, put him at 3-2 on the season if the score does not change in the Docs' favor. Down 3-1 here at the moment in the top of the 6th. Docs down to their final 5 outs. Pettibone will hit a ground ball chopper towards short, fielded by Edwards. His throw to second's off the line. Stone will get in safely. It'll be a fielder's choice for Pettibone. Pettibone will get on at first, and in safely to second base goes Jonathan Stone. So we've got 2 runners on base now for the Docs with 1 out.
The catcher, number 6, Spencer 6.
They'll bring in a pinch runner for Casey Pettibone. That's going to be Luke Van Norman.
Your attention, please. Pinch running it.
So Pettibone on at first. They bring in a pinch runner.
Luke Van Norman.
Van Norman will take over there. Pettibone comes out as the DH. He'll come out of the game. And I guess we'll see if he re-enters, but we'll have to wait and see how things change here, although as a DH may not know until the next time he comes back around. one away with runners at first and second. That brings the go-ahead run to the plate in the form of Spencer 6 as the Docs try to challenge here in the 6th inning against Cam Parks. First pitch is in the dirt for ball 1. Van Norman was the DH in game 1 for the Doc Stewarts. Actually, Luke Van Norman started at second base. He has DH'd at times for the Docs here this season as they've had a rotating door, as Coach Robbins likes to call it. A rotating door at the DH position has been kind of the case for the Docs throughout this year. 1-1 count for Spencer 6 after his swing and a miss. Spencer is 1 for 2 tonight. He'll foul off a pitch for strike 2. Spencer had the check swing single back behind third on a soft liner that got him on base in the 5th, and he eventually scored on an error at shortstop. The 1-2 count with 1 out and 2 on. Spencer, he had to wait on an off-speed pitch. No, the tag tried to apply by the second baseman Keeler, and the ball pops out of his glove and into center field, and a run will score. So 6 gets on with the fielder's choice. And on the tag attempt by Trent Keeler trying to get Luke Van Norman, the ball got knocked out of his glove and rolls into left center. That allows Jonathan Stone to score from second. We got a 1-run ball game. And it's 3-2. Doc Stewart's back in this one. The game-tying run at second. Spencer 6 is at first. He got caught on a off-speed pitch and was out in front of it. So that brings up Jet Black now with runners at first and second. Just 1 out. Doc's 1 run away from tying the ball game up here in the 6th. Pitch is low and outside for Jet, and it's a 1-0 count. Spencer will take the lead at first. Out at second base, Van Norman. The 1-0 pitch is fouled down the third base line. Foul for Jet Black. Jet is 0 for 2 with a ground out and a pop out. So we've got 2 errors. 2 errors here in the 6th inning for Eugene. They've got 3 total in the ball game. Doc's without 1 so far. Pitch in the dirt, 2 balls and 1 strike for Jet. Got to believe that this rain affecting the way the ball has been handled out there for Eugene here in the 6th inning. It has been a constant drizzle for about an inning and a half. A 2-1 pitch, ground ball towards short. It bounces off of Edwards into the outfield grass. Coming around to score will be Van Norman. We got a tie ball game. 3rd error of the game here in the 6th inning for Eugene. Spencer 6 gets to second. He had to crawl back to the bag as that ball got into the outfield, but he overran second and had to crawl back to get in safely. Jet Black reaching on the error at shortstop. And Eugene has let the Docs back into this one. They've tied it up at 3-all in the top of the 6th inning. And this has been a type of inning that the Doc Stewarts have had to struggle through in the last couple of games on a few occasions, where the defense just kind of falls apart for them. But now they are giving it to the Eugene Challengers and trying to come back for a win here in the nightcap of tonight's doubleheader. And a trip out to the mound for John Goldagger, the assistant coach here on this staff for Kenny Niles. He'll head out there to the mound to have a conversation with Cam Parks and with Dane Woodcook. So 3 errors in the frame. Luke Van Norman scoring the game-tying run. We are squared at 3 apiece. And up to bat will be Jay Stoffel with runners still at first and second. An error at shortstop, an error at second base, and another error at shortstop for the Challengers here in the 6th inning. No final score yet from Medford, where the Mustangs are hosting Klamath Falls. Pepsi Bottle Cap splitting a doubleheader at home tonight against Grants Pass. Doc's trying to split a road doubleheader here against Eugene. First pitch, a called strike against Jace for an 0-1 count. as he leads off his at-bat against Cam Parks. Nobody throwing in the bullpen for Eugene. Only one out so far in the 6th inning. Docs have scored twice to tie the game at 3. Parks taking his time on the mound is 0-1 pitch, a breaking ball high and inside for a 1-1 count. Stoffel reached on a walk in the 5th inning, was left stranded at second base. As the Docs were able to score 1 in the 5th. They get 2 more back here in the 6th to tie up this ball game. The 1-1, Stoffel ground ball third base side. Throw to second for 1 out. The throw to first in time for the second. And that double play will finish things off in the 6th inning for the Doc Stewarts. 5-4-3 will be the turn. But the Doc Stewarts taking advantage of the misplays by Eugene to tie this ball game up at 3-all. We go to the bottom of the 6th. They'll send out Austin Anderson to try and keep this game tied between the Docs and the Challengers here on 541radio.com and on CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score.
At Brooke Communications, our job is to get results for your business, period. We can take your story and tell it to the people you want to reach in a way that compels first-time clients to become repeat customers. We get them through your door so you can do what you were meant to do. Proclaim your sales message to the largest audience of any media company in Douglas County. Brooke Communications dominates through the power of 5 radio stations and 541radio.com. Results amplified. Locally owned. Brooke Communications.
It's easy to spot people who participated in high school sports and activities.
Right on time.
They learned important lessons like leadership, teamwork, respect.
Hey, our meeting moved to 10.
We'll be ready.
Values that last a lifetime.
We need to focus on 3 factors.
Support high school sports and activities in your community. When kids take part, they get set for life.
Isaiah Lugo.
Bottom of the 6th inning, it's a new ball game. Tied at 3 as Austin Anderson on in relief will fire the first pitch against the leadoff man Isaiah Lugo here in the bottom of the 6th inning. It's an 0-1 count, missing high and away for a 1-1 count now to Lugo. The DH is 0 for 2 in this ball game. Austin Anderson coming in the 5th inning for Cade Meisner, and a pitch inside. That'll bean Isaiah Lugo. And that is the 3rd hit batter for the Docs pitching staff here in Game 2. They hit 3 in the first inning, or the first game of the doubleheader as well. Pinch runner will come in at first base for Isaiah Lugo, and it'll be Good out there to run. Brandon Good will take over at first for Lugo, the pinch runner. So 1 on, nobody out. Dane Woodcook, the catcher, will bat. Takes the first pitch for ball 1. Stoffel playing in on the grass at third. Rain continuing to fall here in Eugene. The 1-0, Anderson misses outside for a 2-0 count. Checking the weather, it's obviously raining, but it is dropped into the low 60s in Eugene, 63 degrees here in the 6th inning of Game 2. A sharp hit ground ball gets by at third base into the corner in left field. Bourgeois is going to get there. They're going to send the runner to third, and he'll hold there. And it's a double for Dane Woodcook. That ball, I'm not sure if it hit the bag at third or not, but it bounced right next to it if not. And that ball gets into the corner in left field. And so that'll be a double. That puts the runner, Brandon Good, at third base. And you've got runners at second and third with nobody out. And Trent Keeler, the second baseman, scheduled to come up to bat. So the go-ahead runner 90 feet from home for Eugene in a tie ball game at 3-3. First pitch, 1-0 count now for Trent Keeler. The 1-0 pitch is in for a called strike from Anderson. Keeler has hit by a pitch in the 4th inning by Meisner. He also struck out against Meisner in the 2nd. He's 0 for 1 and takes a pitch outside, a 2-1 count. First hit given up by Austin Anderson. He struck out 2 and got a fly ball out to right field in the 5th inning to pitch out of a jam there with runners at 2nd and 3rd. Nobody out here with runners at 2nd and 3rd. He's going to need to have a similar result. His 2-1 pitch is fouled back to the netting for strike 2. Down in Medford, it is 5-5 in the top of the 5th. All tied up down there as well in game 2 of their doubleheader. The 2-2 delivery coming up for Anderson. He shakes off the first pitch, finds one he likes. Doc's playing in to cut off the run at home. And the pitch is high and inside for a 3-2 count. Walk would load the bases with nobody out for Eugene. So Docs fight their way back in to tie this ball game up with 2 runs in the top half here in the 6th, but now in danger of giving it back, although a pop-up on the infield into foul territory. Jonathan Stone makes the catch and retires the first out. In foul territory, Stone making that catch. 1 down for Austin Anderson. That ball looked like it almost got away from Jonathan Stone there. Having to stare up into the rain coming down right at you. Can't be an easy feat to accomplish. The lefty Kyle Lund will bat. He is 1 for 2 tonight. Had a double back in the 3rd. First at bat against Anderson, and the pitch is outside to the lefty for a 1-0 count. Lund also grounded into a double play in the 4th inning. Right now he would have to double off somebody. No actual double play option out there on the infield. His ball fought off left side foul for strike 1. At third base is the pinch runner, Good. At second base, Woodcook after his double. Runners at 2nd and 3rd with 1 out. Anderson working on the mound. The 1-1 lined into center field. Jet Black underneath it. He makes the catch. He'll throw in. The ball goes to Stone. No chance to make a play anywhere. And Eugene regains the lead at 4-3. 2 down on a sac fly by Kyle Lund. Picks up an RBI there. 2 down. Woodcook tags and goes to 3rd. Good tagging and scoring from 3rd. So a run comes in on the sac fly. Top of the lineup, Cole Wilkinson to bat with 2 down and a man at 3rd. Wilkinson is 2 for 3 in the game. First at bat against Anderson. It carries inside for a ball 1. Anderson trying to keep it just a 1-run game for the Docs in the 7th, and that's going to get by at third base, right down the line past the diving Jay Stoffel, and Wilkinson will get in with his 2nd double and his 3rd hit here in the nightcap. It's an RBI double down the left field line. Coming in to score is Woodcook. A couple of doubles for Eugene here in the 6th, and they now pull ahead 5-3. So Doc Stewart's just continues to be their season story. Fight your way back into a game, and then the other team just comes and takes it right back. A 2-out double for Wilkinson drives in Woodcook. It's 5-3 our score. First pitch, ball 1 here against Cal Morgan. Morgan is 0 for 1 in the game with a pair of walks. Out at second base is Wilkinson. The 1-0 for Anderson. Outside a 2-0 count. Anderson now on the hook for the loss as Meisner will not factor into the decision. Time called and down to third base will run the batter, Cal Morgan, to have a conversation quickly with John Goldagger. And Goldagger pointing at the defensive alignment for the Docs here, trying to say, listen, if this is happening here, this is happening there, why aren't you looking to try and do this and this? With 2 down and a man at second base, I feel like the storyline here is just put it in for a base knock. Just outside on the pitch from Anderson, it's a 3-0 count now. Anderson trying not to let Morgan go here on a 3-0 count. And he misses high for ball 4. Not by much there for Anderson, just missing. That pitch had to have been just a little high. So down to first goes Morgan, his 3rd walk of the ball game. And up for a second time against Austin Anderson will be Keller Edwards. He was the first batter to face Anderson when he entered the game in the 5th. First pitch of the at-bat, a check swing, foul ball. A 0-1 count to start off things here for Edwards. Docs will be on the road again tomorrow up in Hillsboro as a pitch low and outside. 1-1 count. Take on the Barbers tomorrow up at Ron Tonkin Field in Hillsboro there. Home of the Hillsboro Hops, the minor league affiliate of the Arizona Diamondbacks. Docs will try to get in the win column. They've got time still to do it here. They've got 3 outs left to work with, down by 2. At the moment, at least. 2 down and 2 on here in the bottom of the 6th for Eugene as Anderson tries to get through with a 1-2 count after a foul ball there for Edwards. The 1-2 pitch is low. 2 balls, 2 strikes now for Keller Edwards. 0 for 3 in the ballgame for him. He struck out against Anderson in the 5th inning. The 2-2 pitch. Low and outside again, and the runner caught off at third. The throw down that direction. The tag gets him at third base. At second base, Cole Wilkinson must have miscounted the balls and strikes. He was wandering off the bag. He might have even thought it was strike 3 at the plate. Wilkinson wandering off the bag, gets thrown out at third by Spencer Six. The tag applied by Jay Stoffel, and that finishes off Eugene here in the 6th inning. So Keller Edwards took ball 3, had a full count, but Cole Wilkinson caught off, trotting his way to third base. Bit of an odd way to finish things off here in the bottom of the 6th, but the Doc Stewarts down 5-3 as Eugene recaptures the lead going to the 7th. 3 outs away from getting a sweep against the Docs this season. This is Doc Stewart's Baseball on 541radio.com and on CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score.
It's easy to spot people who participated in high school sports and activities.
Right on time.
They learned important lessons like leadership, teamwork, respect.
Hey, our meeting moved to 10.
We'll be ready.
Values that last a lifetime.
We need to focus on 3 factors.
Support high school sports and activities in your community. When kids take part, they get set for life.
A couple of changes in the books here for the Challengers. Actually, 3 to let you know about. As now pitching for the Challengers will be Kyle Lund. He moves from center field. Brandon Good enters the game at center field. Cam Parks moves.
Come back for the 7th inning. A new pitcher on the mound for the Eugene Challengers. Kyle Lund will try to finish it out for the Challengers against the Doc Stewarts. And taking over at first base will be Cam Parks, who re-enters the game for Cole Wilkinson. And we will see if the Doc Stewarts, with the 9-1-2 hitters coming up, see if they can find a way to get 2 runs and maybe force the bottom of the 7th, maybe get 3 and take a lead for the first time against the Challengers here tonight. Cam Parks comes out of the game on the mound and goes to first base, taking over for Wilkinson. Parks goes 6 innings worked, giving up 3 runs. I believe only Actually, I don't believe any of them are going to be earned for Parks, as he ends up giving up just 3 hits for the Doc Stewarts. But 4 errors in the ballgame for Eugene, and the Challengers gave up a couple of runs here tonight to the Docs in Game 2. First pitch for Kyle Lund is in for a strike against Drake Bourgeois. The lefty Lund, a swing and a miss out of Bourgeois for strike 2. Kyle Lund this season on the mound for Eugene had the 12 2/3 innings. He'll get a pop-up into the air into right field. Coming in is Prescott. Jonathan Prescott will make the out in right field for first out. One away, back to the top of the lineup. Caden Johnson will bat. Kyle Lund is 1-0 on the season. This would be his first save of the season, first save opportunity as well. 12 strikeouts, 1 walk, 4.263 ERA for him in his 12 innings on the mound so far this season. He's got 1 out so far. Caden Johnson will bat, and he takes the first pitch for strike 1. Johnson is 1 for 3 in the contest, reached on an error his last time up. He'll swing and foul off the next pitch for strike 2. And just like that, Doc's down to 1 strike left in this at-bat for Johnson. And they're down to just 2 outs left in the ball game, trying to avoid a sweep at the hands of the Challengers. Coming up when this game does go complete, we will have your quick Roseburg Disposal post-game show, so stay tuned for that. The 0-2. Swing and a foul tip into the glove for strike 3. And Lund will retire the second batter. He is 1 out away from a 3-batter save. Jacob Luther digs in next for the Doc Stewarts with 2 outs. Takes the first pitch high for ball 1. Luther struck out looking his last time at the plate in the 5th. 0 for 2 in the game. The 1-0 pitch to him. He pops that one up. Back behind home. Could be playable. Woodcook up against the netting. That one rolled down the netting. Woodcook trying to make the catch, but it wouldn't have been for the out. The foul ball will make it a 1-1 count for Luther. So Jacob Luther will be back at the plate with a 1-1 count, 2 down. The game-tying run is in the on-deck circle for the Doc Stewarts here in this one. A loss would be the longest losing streak of the season for the Docs at 4 games if it does stay this way. The 1-1. Luther, a check swing, went around for strike 2. Gives us a 1-2 count. 1 strike left to go for Luther. Unless he can get on base, Doc Stewarts may find themselves in a 4-game losing streak. Ball up the middle. It goes to Edwards at short. His throw to first to Parks will be there to finish this game off. And the Doc Stewarts, they make it interesting against the Challengers here in this one, but they'll lose 2 2-run ball games against Eugene tonight, getting swept on the road. And they will now fall to 6-10 in league play and lose their 4th game overall straight, 4th game straight. Doc Stewart's falling to 17-15 on the season. Eugene goes to 26-10 on the year, 12-2 as they move into a tie for first place with the Willamette Valley Titans. We'll come back and recap Game 2 of the doubleheader and put a final bow on the night tonight for the Doc Stewarts here from Eugene. Doc's fallen 2 games against the Challengers, losing 7-5 in Game 1 and falling 5-3 in Game 2. Back with your Roseburg Disposal post-game show after this 2-minute break on 541radio.com and on CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score.
Season is finally here, but remember, respect the water. Don't swim and don't go in the water if it's under 60 degrees. Swimming in water under 60 degrees is life-threatening. It could cause hypothermia, which means your limbs paralyzed and you can't get out of the water. Each day, the water temperature of the Umpqua River will be posted on kpic.com and kval.com, and in the morning weather on KPIC. Respect the water. Know the temperature. Brought to you by the Respect the Water Safety Committee.
I am a nurse.
A firefighter.
A college student.
A mother.
And I am an American soldier.
I will always be ready.
For every storm.
And disaster that threatens my community.
I will always be there to protect my neighbors.
My family.
And my country.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
Visit nationalguard.com to learn more about part-time service.
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and others.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to the Sweet Johnson Stadium here in Eugene on the North Eugene campus. Doc Stewart's fall twice against the Eugene Challengers as the rain continues to pour here in Eugene. Not sure what the weather's been like back at home in Roseburg, but it has been a wet one here tonight, and it has unfortunately been not what they were looking for in Eugene for the Doc Stewarts. Docs fall in Game 2, 5-3 after losing Game 1, 7-5 as they get swept on the season by the Eugene Challengers. Docs will fall to 6-10 in league play. Eugene goes to 12-2 to move into a tie for first with the Willamette Valley Titans. Doc Stewarts lose 3 runs on 3 hits, no errors, 5 men left on base. Eugene 5 runs on 7 hits, 4 errors, and 6 men left on base. Getting the win will be Cam Parks, who started the game, went 6 innings for Eugene, gave up 3 hits, 3 runs, none earned, 2 walks, and 4 strikeouts. Taking the loss is Austin Anderson. He goes to 1-1 on the year. He pitched 2 innings in relief for Cade Meisner. He gave up 2 hits, 2 runs, 2 earned, 1 walk, and 2 strikeouts. Unfortunately, those runs that he gave up were the go-ahead runs for the Challengers. Kyle Lund comes in and picks up a save, pitching the 7th inning. He gets a perfect 7th, getting 1 strikeout, no hits, no runs allowed. Doc Stewart's fell behind 3-0, a run in the 2nd, 2 in the 3rd for Eugene, but the Docs would score 1 in the 5th and 2 in the 6th, all of them unearned runs to tie the game up at 3-3, but they give up 2 runs in the bottom of the 6th as Eugene is able to come back to get the 2-run win for a 2nd consecutive game against the Doc Stewarts. Docs have lost now 4 straight games. Eugene has won 6 as the Docs try to once again to turn the page to tomorrow when they take on the Hillsboro Barbers. This has been your game recap brought to you by the News Review Sports section. For more on today's game, pick up a copy of the News Review print edition coming up tomorrow. We'll take our final break of the Roseburg Disposal post-game show, and we will wrap up tonight's coverage from Eugene, take a look at some individual stats, and we will name our Joe's Towing Player of the Game. Back with more after this on 541.
Season is finally here, but remember, respect the water. Don't swim and don't go in the water if it's under 60 degrees. Swimming in water under 60 degrees is life-threatening. It could cause hypothermia, which means your limbs paralyzed and you can't get out of the water. Each day, the water temperature of the Umpqua River will be posted on kpic.com and kval.com, and in the morning weather on KPIC. Respect the water. Know the temperature. Brought to you by the Respect the Water Safety Committee.
It's easy to spot people who participated in high school sports and activities.
Right on time.
They learned important lessons like leadership, teamwork, respect.
Hey, our meeting moved to 10.
We'll be ready.
Values that last a lifetime.
We need to focus on 3 factors.
Support high school sports and activities in your community. When kids take part, they get set for life.
At Brook Communications, our job is to get results for your business, period. We can take your story and tell it to the people you want to reach in a way that compels first-time clients to become repeat customers. We get them through your door so you can do what you were meant to do. Proclaim your sales message to the largest audience of any media company in Douglas County. Brook Communications dominates through the power of 5 radio stations and 541radio.com. Results amplified. Locally owned. Brook Communications.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the stage.
In the pool. On the field. Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends.
Yeah!
Be great.
Participate!
The Challengers will play the Portland Baseball Club in the Oregon State University Exposure Tournament, 6 o'clock first pitch on the 16th over at Goss Stadium at Coleman Field. On the 18th, the Challengers will go right back up to Goss Stadium at Coleman Field for a 1 o'clock game against the team sponsored by Northwest Natural.
They're putting the field to bed here at Sweet Johnson. As the rains have been taking its toll just a bit, they'll get some things covered up. Things expected to dry out tomorrow as well for the region, but tonight has been a wet one here around the state of Oregon. But Doc Stewart's fall in a couple of games against Eugene. Game 2 final 5-3, your final score there. Let's look at your individual statistics from Game 2. For the Doc Stewarts, just 3 hits in the ball game. 1 for 4 for Caden Johnson. Led off the game with a single on the very first pitch of the ball game. Jonathan Stone was 1 for 3 with a run scored. You've got Spencer Six, 1 for 3 with a run scored in there as well. A walk for Jay Stoffel and Drake Bourgeois in the game as well. On the other side for Eugene, 7 hits in the ball game. 3 for 4 for Cole Wilkinson at the top of the lineup and with an RBI. 1 for 3 for Jonathan Prescott with 2 RBI. And 2 for 3 for Dane Woodcook. He had an RBI. And 1 for 2 for Kyle Lund with an RBI as well. Again, getting the win was Cam Parks. He pitched 6 innings, gave it 3 hits, 3 runs, none earned, 2 walks, and 4 strikeouts. Taking the loss was Austin Anderson. 2 innings work, gave up 2 hits, 2 runs, 2 earned, 1 walk, 2 strikeouts. And Kyle Lund came in, pitched a perfect 7th inning to pick up his first save of the season. It's time now here in the postgame show to name our Joe's Towing Player of the Game. I realized I forgot to do it for Game 1 as well, so we've got 2 of them for you. Game 1's Player of the Game was Drake Bourgeois, going 2 for 3 with 2 runs driven in, reaching base all 3 times for the Doc Stewarts in Game 1 when the Docs lost 7-5. Here in Game 2, your Player of the Game is going to be Jonathan Stone. Kind of tough, not a lot of great things going on for the Docs in Game 2. But 1 for 3 for Jonathan Stone in Game 2. He scored a run, and he played really well at first base where he scooped a number of balls out of the dirt, helping the Doc Stewarts stay in this ball game, making the plays at the bag at first. So Jonathan Stone, your Joe's Towing Player of the Game in the nightcap here tonight. Doc Stewarts will be back to action coming up tomorrow as they make the trip up to Hillsboro to take on the Portland Barbers up there, the Post 6 Barbers. Welcome the Docs into Hillsboro, out to Hillsboro at Ron Tonkin Field, home of the Hillsboro Hops, the Class A short season affiliate for the Arizona Diamondbacks. So the Docs will get a chance to go up there and play on a nice ball field, get a new experience up there in a new ballpark. Some of the Roseburg Indian players might have played there in recent years, but for many of these players, might be their first trip to get a chance to go up there and see that ballpark. Docs will have that game coming up tomorrow. It'll be a single 9-inning game for us up there. 5 o'clock start time, which means a 4:45 pregame for you on the radio and streaming live online as well. We'll have the coverage for you there. We want to say thanks to our hosts here tonight, the Eugene Challengers, for welcoming us in and giving us a spot to broadcast from here in the nice and cozy booth here at Sweet Johnson, where we're not out in the rain. That was a big plus for us. Want to say thanks to head coach Jeremiah Robbins and the entire Roseburg American Legion baseball program, the Doc Stewarts, for allowing us to bring you another season of Doc Stewarts baseball here on 1490 The Score. Thanks to Brenton Cranford back in the studio for the radio production tonight. And as always, a thanks to you, the fan, for tuning in for tonight's broadcast because, of course, without you, I'm just a guy sitting here talking to myself. We'll talk to you guys tomorrow night when we make the trip up to Hillsboro and Ron Tonkin Field, where the Doc Stewarts will take on the Hillsboro Barbers in a single 9-inning non-league contest. Pre-game coverage starts at 4:45, first pitch at 5 o'clock, right here on Douglas County's Home for Sports, CBS Sports Radio, 1490 The Score. All right, Brenton, thank you very much.